Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
How many of you currently own a computer? How many of you would like to own a computer? Nobody wants to own one? How many of you currently use a credit card? Pretty much everybody. How many of you have a business that has personal or professional data and or a database on a computer? How many of you are in fear of losing that data? How many of you know that you are at great risk of losing that data? Looks like we need a little education here today. How many of you are actual security experts that can protect your own data? Nobody? Well, great, because today we have Matt here, who is an ex-Army Ranger and a Pentagon consultant on security. So I'm going to turn it over to Matt and let him discuss a few issues today.
Thanks a lot, Don. Hello, everybody. Again, my background is in security, and my most recent expertise is providing security solutions to the Pentagon. And but what I really have a passion for is taking those strategies and implementing them for homeowners and small business owners. And I'll tell you exactly why later on. I'm going to talk about risks, and the one that I'm going to mainly key on today is the Wi-Fi, which is wireless internet connection. Do you know, obviously there is a threat out there. There's software applications that can penetrate wireless connections if you're in a hotel, Starbucks, or anywhere, even here, that has protected or unsecured wireless. And what the real impact is, and my focus here today, is how you protect your personal information or your customers' information or your staff. And I know that's very important to all of us, and I want to make sure when we leave here that you're more secure. All right, what we have, can you hold that for a second? If that's actually, is that a smartphone? It is. That is the emerging threat for the future. And that is connected, you can connect to the Wi-Fi, is that correct? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to, before we leave today, actually, can you pass that around? I want to make sure, if anybody's got a computer, Wi-Fi,
just act like you're doing that because I don't want to disrupt the room. Pay attention to Matt.
All right, well, I want to get all your names now because that's an excellent point. There's a vulnerable, all right, this is how it goes. We have vulnerabilities, we have threats, people go for the money. All right, how do they get to the money? We do the transactions online. We use people's identity to do financial transactions. So we first need to protect your information, staff, employees, and again, this is the example I'm using. We don't have enough time for me to go into how you mitigate that, but I'm going to provide you with a powerful tool that will take the first step in helping you mitigate those risks. All right, now this is the really scary part of it. Do you know first of all, who has free email? Yahoo, Google. All right, after I get y'all's information, which I'm the good guy, but I could pay $200 and get your password. And this is the website to do it. Another security professional told me about it. I did a professional research as a security expert, confirmed that it is an actual service, and here is what I clipped off their webpage. Those are the prices for your email password and whatever personal information you have on there. All right, if you have kids or if you do the peer-to-peer file sharing, your whole computer, your whole hard drive is at risk. So you better make sure those settings are correct, or I recommend don't use it at all, because you may have good skills on using the computer, but does your kid really understand the threat? And all your information is not being shared with BearShare, the entire internet, your whole hard drive. This is a threat. Firesheep is an add-on in Mozilla internet browser that you can sit in Starbucks, and if somebody brings up one of these accounts, Google, Twitter, Facebook, you hijack their session and you can see exactly what they're doing. So these are the latest, and some, if you're not in the security field, a lot of people don't know about these. But you know, we've got to know about it, because my thing is be prepared, not scared. And it doesn't take that much to do a risk assessment, especially since that is the foundational part of securing all the things that are important to you. It's important to have a professional do it in connection with your in-house expertise. Now, here's something, I wanted to get a little away from the cyber threats, because it's really about protecting information that leads to transactions of money, finance. This has become a really big threat. This is how they do the skimming. Everybody's heard of ATM skimming, but maybe don't know exactly how it's occurred. That's a device that fits right over top of an ATM where you stick your card in. Somebody, a malicious person, has put that on there. They get all your information, they drain your account, and they go on their way. Now here's another one. They do the same thing. There's a little camera in that little brochure box next to the ATM. They take it off, they put a little camera in there, and they get all the information that they need to drain your accounts. Right here is what some malicious waiters, waitresses do. Not only do they ring up your dinner and maybe add a tip to it, but they get all your information prior to going to the register. And there's, the reason they do it, they sell, if they're the malicious type, will sell that information. So your name, social security number is worth approximately $10 on the black market. And this is a emerging threat as well. Who has a smart credit card that has a chip in it where you can kind of just touch it to devices? Well, you can walk by in an iPad or whatever kind of holder you have with commercial electronic devices and collect your data. We could just walk by each other and we could extract that data if you were of a malicious person and with malicious intent. So there's ways that you can block that. And again, I've got a very powerful assessment tool that will help you take the first step. And in addition to what is apparent, that everybody wants to be as secure as possible and protect everything that's important to them, we're also increasingly more liable for the way that we do business online. And companies and individuals have to learn that the responsibility is getting there to maintain their computers at a certain standard and make sure that you're protecting data. Because you have to show, if you were called into court, that you did provide due care, somewhat of a legal term, that you have to show that you had the policy, plans, procedures to protect the customer's information. And if you didn't, you're going to be held liable and it's going to cost you. It's also good, on a positive note, to have, from home security, and this is why security integration is important. A lot of small business owners bring their business data home. Somebody could break into their home, take that computer. They've got all the business data with all the customers. So security integration is what it's all about. It's not business, home, car, it's everything. And it's not that hard to integrate, and I can help you do it. And again, it's most important, we have to enjoy life. So it's be prepared now, that way you're not scared. We can go on with our lives, and it's all about having that peace of mind. And there are businesses that have had devastating attacks that put them out of business. But prior planning and having a continuity of operations plan can help make a disaster a disruption to your business instead of putting it out of business. And also you can manage disruptions where they're just, react so quickly they don't even slow your business down. But you have to plan ahead. Okay. And but yeah, we kind of in 1 second they're going to pull up the last slide. I've got a website and that powerful tool that I was talking about. I've got all your information. I'm going to provide you with the link, and we're going to take the first step. But if anybody has an active security situation, I want you to immediately talk to me afterwards, and we've got some more aggressive packages that we could talk about.